Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from all of us coming here to learn the language of the noble Quran. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make a sadqa jariyah for our parents and make our children sadqa jariyah for us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us tawfiq to learn the language of the noble Quran and then teach others. I welcome you, my respected sisters, to today's class, lesson number 6. I hope everybody is doing well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase you all in knowledge. Ameen. If you're able to hear me clearly, please give me some feedback. And as you know, the host for giving feedback and to give responses for any questions asked during the class is your answers. Please write here. I hope everybody's aware that when the class starts, general chat goes off and then people are not allowed to chat on the main screen because sisters who are using phone, sometimes they complain that a lot of chat messages cover their screen and they are not able to see the content. So I hope everybody is aware of that. So I'll wait a while for your feedbacks regarding the audio and then inshallah we'll start the class. Barakallahu feek. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So we'll start the class now, sisters. Today we'll be doing lesson 6 and it is about pronouns. I hope you are all aware of that, but since today's topic is also covering pronouns, it is important that you just go through the little bit of beginning. There are two types of pronouns you've studied, detached pronoun and attached pronoun, right? I hope everybody is aware of this and it doesn't require any further explanation. You can see on the screen on the right hand side is detached pronouns, on the left hand side is attached pronouns. Detached pronouns comes as mubtada, huwa tabibun, huwa mubtada, tabibun is the khabar, whereas attached pronouns comes as mudaf ilayh if they are connected with the mudaf, kitabuhu, his book, and they come as ism majroor if there is a harf jar before that, for example, minhu, fihi, etc. As you can see, all of this is mubtada, huwa tabibun, hiya tabibatun, and on the left hand side, kitabuhu is mudaf ilayh, his book, kitabuha is mudaf ilayh, her book. So we have seen types of these, and of course for this you all know that we've been doing it since last few lessons, and there was a bite-sized video number 1 which has got all the details of whatever you see on the screen right now. So I would suggest you to go back and review that if you have forgotten, or if you really want to revise it, or if you have some sort of not clarity, I would say, in certain areas. But I hope things are very clear. We've done it so many times, alhamdulillah. So detached pronoun and then attached pronouns are also divided into two categories. One type of attached pronoun, which is on the left-hand side of the screen, are only attached with the verbs. So that's easy part, that this list of pronouns is always only attached to the verb. And the one in the middle is the one which comes as mudaf ilayh or after harf jar. And on the right hand side, they always come as mubtada. Arabic language is very, very scientific language system. Maybe when you see these lessons first time, you feel, oh, so much. I hope now when you've been through all of this since last few lessons, now things are making sense and things are very easy. The pronouns on the right hand side, you will usually see that coming in the beginning. They will occupy the chair of mubtada. They are marfu, end of the story. No confusion. Pronouns on the far end on the left hand side, the attached pronoun, these pronouns, the list is given under the category of file, and when they are attached to the verb, they play the role of the doer. They tell you who is actually doing the action, right? And these pronouns are only attached with the verb. End of the story, very easy. And they are also marfu. Why? Because the doer is always marfu. So right hand side, the pronouns are marfu. The far left hand, the pronouns are marfu. The difference is the right hand ones comes as mubtada, and the left hand ones, far left one, are the pronouns which comes as fa'il, as the doer of the verb. The pronouns in the middle, These attached pronouns, they can come in the place of majroor, like mudaf ilayh, or after harf jar. They can come also in the place of mansoob, but we will not deal with mansoob right now. That is to come in the future lesson. We will see that how would it look like when it comes in mansoob form. So if we can open our textbook, chapter number 15, page number 87. Maybe you have a different print and there could be a different page number, but that's not a problem. The chapter number is chapter number 15. Today's lesson is going to be very easy. This is the same pronoun. The only difference is last time we have done masculine pronouns. This time we will see feminine pronoun. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on late Sheikh Abdul Rahim. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive his sins. Ameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him Jannatul Firdaus. Ameen. He has designed this book in a very, very easy manner. He's bringing everything very, very slowly, bit by bit. When you become strong in one thing, then he comes up with another. When you become strong in one area, then he comes up with another concept. So if you see, today's pronouns are about feminine pronouns. Once again, the ones which we have seen before, on the right-hand side, only 3 pronouns are given from that list, but these 3 pronouns are reflecting feminine pronouns. On the left-hand side, which is attached pronoun list, there are 3 pronouns only for singular feminine, dual feminine, and plural feminine, right? In front of you here, you can see that. We'll see in today's chapter how do they actually are used and how do they appear. This screen, once again, you can see on the right-hand side, the list of pronoun is given. It is detached pronoun. They come as mubtada. On the left-hand side, the list of the pronoun is given, which is attached pronoun. They are only attached with the noun, and they can come as mudaf ilayh or ism majroor. So we'll start the lesson. And if you can see on the screen here, on the right-hand side, this box, this red line box, dotted box on the right and left, both is actually reflecting that these are the pronouns we are going to deal mostly in today's class. Anti, antuma, antunna, you one female, you two female, you all females. In other words, today we are going to do second person female. If you're speaking to some feminine, if you're speaking to female, if it's a single, if it's a double, 2, or it's more than 2, then how are you going to deal with the pronoun? And it's possible that the same person you are speaking to, you want to use that pronoun as mudaf ilayh or ism majroor. So in that case, you will be using this attached pronoun. So moving forward, the young girls, al-fatayat, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is the dialogue between girls and Zainab. So Zainab is saying, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Man antunna ya akhawat. Who are you, O sisters? Ihdahunna. One among them. One from them says, Nahnu banatu Sheikh Abbas. We are daughters of Sheikh Abbas. We are daughters of Sheikh. We are daughters of Sheikh Abbas. So Zainab is saying, Ahlan wa sahlan marhaba. Welcome. Ummu kunna ustadati. Your mother is my teacher. Kaifa haluha? How is she? So you see now, haluha is coming ha. Why is this ha coming, sisters? Before this, we go into this one, kunna. You see, kunna is for feminine plural when they are in front of you, right? Last time we have dealt with this pronoun kum. Last time it was kum, right? Abukum, akhukum, ammukum, baitukum. You remember that? Why kum was used? Because that time the dialogue was between the male and the group of males. Today, in this lesson, the dialogue is between a female and a group of female. So when a female is addressing a group of female, they cannot say ummukum. You could say ummukum only when you are talking to brothers, to male members, right? If you are speaking to feminine females, then you will say ummu kunna. So kunna is basically used for second person female plural. Second person female plural. Ummu kunna ustadati. Your mother is my teacher. كيف حالها? How is she? One of them. إحداهن. إحداهن means one of them. She replied, هي بخير والحمد لله. She is fine, alhamdulillah. So Zainab is saying, أين هي الآن? Where is she now? So إحداهن. One of them says, هي الآن في الرياض. She is now in Riyadh. So Zainab is saying, متى ذهبت? When she went. Zainab is saying, متى ذهبت? When she went. What kind of word is ذهبت? Who can tell me, sisters? ذهبت. Is it a noun or is it a verb? It's a verb, right? ذهبت means she went. So and mata is used as a question. Mata is used as a question when, right? Mata means when. And so the answer is إحداهن ذهبت قبل أسبوع. She went before a week. She went before a week. ذهبت means she went. قبل means before. Now last lesson we have seen أمام. Amama is giving an indication. Amam al-masjidi or Amam al-maktab al-baridi, like we've seen last time, gives the indication of the place. Somewhat limited idea of the place, not exact location, but kind of a location. So what happened? What did we say in Arabic? Adverbs, but this is adverb in English when something gives you indication of time or place. This is adverb in English. In Arabic, it is called zarf, and the word which comes after zarf is always majroor. The name of that word is mudaf ilayh. Why it is called mudaf ilayh where there is no mudaf before that? Actually, there is some sense, but we will deal with that in future lessons. For now, just understand, as I requested you last time, the word which come after zarf, the word which come after adverb is always going to be majroor. So we have seen amama maktabi. Today, if you can see, قبل أسبوع. What is قبل? قبل means before, but there's no time frame mentioned, right? So قبل means before. It gives you an idea of the time, but doesn't give you an exact timeline. So قبل is also adverb. قبل is also zarf. Hence, you see أسبوع. أسبوع. Why it is majroor? Because there is a word zarf before that. I hope all of us understand this, and we have discussed that before, that why Arab changes, why the words are majroor and why the words are mansoob. The reason is there is something before that which is affecting that word. For example, if I say al-masjidu, khalas al-masjidu with the dhamma, no problem, this is the default status. All words in Arabic language, if they are mu'rab, they are always marfu. Al-masjidu, al-baytu, or baytun, masjidun, like that. But when they become masjidin, masjidan, al-baytu becomes al-bayta, al-bayti, there must be some reason. And reason is called amil. Amil means governing word. What is the governing word? Governing word is basically something which happens to be before that word. And that word has the power, has the capacity, has the influence on the word which is coming after that to change the haraka. So we have seen, like in our earlier lessons, harf jar has the power, harf jar has the capability to change the i'rab of the word which is coming after that. So if we have a word al-masjidu, but if we put fi before that, it'll become fil masjidi. If we have a word al-baytu, we put fi before that, it'll become fil bayti. So why al-bayti and al-masjidi? Is no more al-masjidu and al-baytu because of the fee. So what is fee doing here? What is fee? Fee is called a governing word. Okay, fee is harf jar, but if we just want to understand for our own concept that why actually the Arab changed, so it is because of a governing word which is before that particular word. Here, if I ask you usbu'in, why is it majroor? What is the governing word? What will you say? You will say the governing word is a zarf, an adverb, which is qabla, which is coming before this word usbu'in, which means week, and it is changing it into majroor. It is changing into majroor. I hope everybody's clear. This was once again a side note. It's not very important for you to 100% understand. Just understand qabla is a zarf, and the word which comes after zarf is always majroor. Right? Man dhahaba ma'aha, who went with her. So man means who, dhahaba, he went, ma'a, as we studied before as well, ma'a means with. In our previous lessons, ma'al mudiri, with the head teacher. In today's lesson, ma'aha, who went with her. So ma means with, and this ha is our pronoun, which we have studied in past. Ha is for her. ضمير متصل. Here this is the attached pronoun. معها, with her. So إحداهن, one of them replied, ذهب معها أخونا إبراهيم. Our brother Ibrahim went with her. So Zainab is saying, كيف حالكن? How are you all females? This is in bracket. I've written just for our understanding. The transition will be how are you? Because this is understood if there are a group of girls in front of you and you are asking how are you, you are asking all of them. And obviously they are all females. So what pronoun are being used here? كيف حالكن? Who can tell me if it was a group of boys, what would Zainab say to them? كيف حالك? I'll give you a choice. كيف حالك or كيف حالكم. If you think she will say to them, the plural, كيف حالك, press 1. If you think she would say to them, حالكم, press 2. Ka for singular, kum for plural, right? So she will say كيف حالكم. Why? Because those are group of boys. But for the group of girls, what is she going to say? كيف حالكن, as she's saying كيف حالكن. كيف حالكن means how are you all females. إحداهن, one of them said, Nahnu bi khairin walhamdulillah. We are fine, alhamdulillah. So Zainab is asking, Fi ayyi madrasatin antunna? In which school are you all females? Ayyi. We have studied this word ayyi in last lesson and it means which. Ayyi means which. Ayyi is also a tool of asking question. Like we use ahada kitabun? Is this a book? Ahada qalamun? Is this a pen? Or we say, Aina Muhammadun, where is Muhammad, right? Mata dhahaba, when did he go? So mata is used for when. Aina is used for where. This Hamza is used, or Hamza is used for is or are, depending on how we are using. I is also, you can use for question. I means which. So when you say fi ayyi madrasatin antunna, it means in which school you are all or you all are. Obviously, it is female because antunna is used, so you can understand from that. The crux of this particular statement is to remember that I is to ask a question. One more thing, one important thing. Last time, if you remember, I told you that the adatul istifham, tools of asking questions, they are fixed. Aina does not change, right? Man, if you say man huwa, who is he? Man never change. Man will stay the way it is. Mata, which is here, doesn't change. So adatul istifham does not change. They stay the way they are. They don't become marfu, mansoob, and majroor. There is one exception. One adatul istifham, one tool of asking question is ay. Ay is where this changes. If there's a harf jar before that, it'll become fi ayyi. If the harf jar is not there before that, they'll become ayyu. If there is something else before that, which makes it mansoob, it will become ayya. Just for now, understand that only I, which means which, is the tool of asking question, which is mu'rab, which can change the haraka according to what is coming before that. I hope it is clear. So what we have done here in today's lesson in this page of chapter number 15 is we have studied, actually we have revised, alhamdulillah, we already knew that attached pronouns for feminine. So when you use detached pronoun for feminine, it is anti, antuma, and antunna. When it is the attached, then ki, kuma, and kunna. Okay, continuing, ahdahunna, one of them says, Nahnu fil madrasatil mutawassita. We are in middle school. So Zainab is saying, Mata akhbarukunna. Mata means when, right? We've just seen a while ago. Mata ikhtibarukunna. When is your exam? When is your exam? So ihdahunna, one of them says, Ikhtibaruna ba'da shahrin. Our exam is after a month. Our exam is after a month. So Zainab is saying, أذهبتن إلى المدرسة اليوم? Did you go to the school today? So they are saying, إحداهن نعم ذهبنا ورجعنا. Yes, we went and we returned. So we have studied this word before, ذهب. ذهب means he went. Here, ذهبنا, this na is attached, which means we went. Raja'a is another word. Raja'a, this one, Ra, Jim, and Ain. Raja'a means to return. So Raja'a means he returned. Raja'na, we return. So I hope it is clear and you are getting the sisters. Tamarin, exercises. Ajib anil asalatil atiya. So answer the following questions. Man antunna, who are you? So antunna, when antunna is used, we know it now. The question is being asked to a female, and they're not only female, they are female plurals. Man antunna. If these were boys, what would be said, sisters? Who can tell me? If this question was asked to the group of boys, what would be the correct question? Man antunna, man anta, man antum, what it would be? Who can tell me? Well done. It was going to be man antum, but since it is feminine, so we say man antunna. Who are you? And then aina ummukunna, where is your mother? So you see, kunna. Why kunna is coming? Because the question is being asked to a group of female. If it was a group of males, aina ummukum. Once again, number 3, where is your house? So P means plural and F means feminine. This is given the bracket just for our understanding. The actual transition in English will be, where is your house? It is understood that this is the group of girls, right? And obviously these are plurals, a group, so the plural pronoun for the feminine is being used, but for our ease, it is written in bracket P/F. P means plural and F stands for feminine. Aina baytukunna, where is your house? If it was the group of boys, what would be the question? Aina baytukum, aina baytukum, as we have seen in previous lessons. Aina akhukunna, where is your brother? You see, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mercy on Sheikh Abdurrahim, beautifully designed book. Every time he's giving us more and more of the practice. Aina akhukunna, where is your brother? Aina madrasatukunna, where is your school? Adhahabtunna ila al-madrasati al-yawma, did you, plural, female, go to the school today? So tunna, you see tunna is here, but this tunna is basically from the third list. Because the dhahaba is a verb and this tunna is in that list we have seen in previous lessons and today's lesson and in bite-sized video as well. So then the next is number 2. Make the mubtada into feminine in following sentences. Make the mubtada into feminine in following sentences. If we look at the mithal here, the example, antum tullabun, antum tullabun, are you, plural male, students? So this is asked, this is a question being asked to boys, right? That's why antum is being used. Now what you have to do is you have to change it into feminine. How would you ask the same question to girls, to the group of girls? You'll say antunna talibatun. Antum will be changed into antunna and tullabun obviously will be changed into talibatun. And then the question is antum mudarrisuna. Now here is actually the starting of the exercise. So if I give you a question and say, make the mubtada into feminine, so you will change antum into antunna, right? Antum means you all. And look here on the right-hand side, antunna is for all females and for all males was antum, as we've studied in past. So if I use antunna here, in this part of the exercise, antunna, can I say mudarrisuna? Can I say antunna mudarrisuna? Are you teachers? Can I say that? If you think I can say antunna mudarrisuna, please press 1. If you think no, I should say antunna mudarrisatun, then press 2. Very good. Here's the answer we have. Antunna mudarrisatun, because you know mubtada and khabar, they both match each other with gender. I cannot say he is a girl or she is a boy. I must say he is a boy, she is a girl. So we have the pronouns available here in Arabic gender-wise number-wise. So we have to match the gender and we have to match the number. So if we change the pronoun antum, which is for male, into antunna, which is for female, then obviously we cannot have mudarrisuna. We must change it into mudarrisatun. I hope it is clear. And then antum atibau, are you doctors, male doctors? If you want to say, are you all female doctors, how will you say? Antunna tabibatun. So you change antum into antunna and atibau into tabibatun. We have seen in the previous lessons that the tabibun is the singular, but for the males, when you make the plural, it is a broken plural, atibau. But same word tabibun, if you want to make the singular feminine, you make tabibatun. But if you want to make the plural, you will say tabibatun, and we can see that here as well. Then antum ikhwatu Hamidin, are you brothers of Hamid? Now you want to ask, are you sisters of Hamid? How will you say that? You will make two changes, right? They are asking you to change the mubtada into feminine. Very smartly, Sheikh Abdul Rahim is asking you to change mubtada. But it is obvious if you will change mubtada, then you will have to change the khabar as well, because mubtada and khabar, they both get changed. You cannot have mubtada coming as masculine and khabar as feminine. As I gave you example a while ago, I can't say he is a girl. In this case, he is mubtada and she is a khabar, but he is a masculine gender and she is a feminine gender. I can't do that. I must say he is a boy or she is a girl. In Arabic, huwa waladun, hiya bintun. Or making it more simple, huwa talibun, hiya talibatun. Huwa muslimun, hiya muslimatun, right? So we will say antunna akhawatu Hamidin. So antum changed into antunna. Antum was for, look here, masculine, plural, right? It became feminine plural antunna. And what is the plural for ikhwatun? Is akhawatun. So akhawatun. But what akhawatun? But why is akhawatu? No akhawatun. Is there any mistake in typing? Should it be akhawatu Hamidin or should it be akhawatun Hamidin? If you think there should be tanween, press 1. If you think there should be no tanween, please press 2. 1 if you think there should be tanween, 2 if you think there should be no tanween. Very good, well done. There will be no tanween. Why? Because there's a relationship of mudaf and mudaf ilayh. Akhawatu Hamidin, sisters of Hamid. Can we have tanween on mudaf? No. What else we cannot have on mudaf? Who can write in the chat box? There's one more thing you cannot have in mudaf according to what we have learned. Well done, alif and lam. Mudaf will not have alif and lam and mudaf will not have tanween. Very good. So the next one is antum muslimun. Are you all Muslims? And how will you translate? How will you change it into feminine? I'll give you the English. You think about it in Arabic. Are you all female Muslims? I hope, sisters, I don't remind you over and over again, but I hope you do remember yourselves that when you come to the class, you must have a piece of paper. You actually should have a notebook, not just a piece of paper. Piece of paper, you know, you'll just write today and maybe we'll lose next day. You should have a notebook. So every time we go through these questions and answers, you should quickly write the answers in your own notebook, right? And then verify after we discuss that, okay, did I write correct or was there a mistake? Believe me, sister, this will be very, very helpful, inshallah. So what have you written in your books? Let's see, check with that. I'll give you some 30 seconds to write in your books once again. You have given here in the exercise, antum muslimuna. So this is masculine. You have to change antum into feminine. So your sentence would look like, are you all female Muslims? So what will you say? Antunna muslimatun. Antum will change into antum and muslimuna will change into muslimatun, because originally the singular word was muslimun. For the male, you add waw and nun and say muslimuna. For feminine, you add alif and ta and say muslimatun. So what did we do here? We did the same thing what we did in previous slide. We have just discussed mostly the feminine pronouns, that how do they look like when they are attached and how do they look like when they are detached. Now we have the continuation of the same exercise. Antum amamu Mahmudin. Are you all aunties of Mahmud? So how will you, sorry, are you all uncles of Mahmoud? You have to change it into aunties. How will you say, are you all aunties of Mahmoud? Who can tell me? Any ideas? أأنتن عمات محمود, right? And then أأنتم أبناء المدير? Are you sons of the head teacher? So أنتم stands for what? You plural male. You plural male. Hence it's in the bracket. Alhamdulillah, it's written P for plural / M for masculine. You plural males or you plural masculine. Antum abnaul mudiri. Now you have to change it into are you all daughters of the head teacher? How will you say? Antunna banatul mudiri. Next is antum abaut tullabi. Are you fathers of the students? How will you change it into are you all mothers of the students? Antunna ummahatut tullabi. You see, Antum changed into Antunna and Abau changed into Ummahatu. At-Tullab stays same. You can At-Tullab. You don't need to change that. You only need to change those two things. Then change the pronoun in the following sentences as explained in the example. So we have an example given here. Mithal. Mithal means example. Aina baytukum ya akhawan. Aina baytukum. Where is your house, O my brothers? Oh brothers, not my brothers. There's no ya at the end. So oh brothers. So in example, they're telling us what's the answer is how it should be. You will change baytukum into baytukunna and ikhwan into akhawat, because now before you were asking question to brothers, so you have used the pronoun which is suitable for masculine. You are asking a group of males, you are saying brothers, where is your house? So you use baytukum. But now you are speaking to sisters, sisters, where is your house? So when you're using sisters, then you cannot use the pronoun baytukum because kum is for brothers and kunna is for sisters. So you said aina baytukunna ya akhawatu. Now this was already given. Now we have here exercise basically which we need to solve. Aina akhukum ya ikhwan. Where is your brother, oh brothers? Where is your brother, oh brothers? Now you are asking the same question to a sister. How will you say? Aina akhukunna ya akhawatu. So you are using kunna. Basically, if you pay attention, this kum is getting changed into kunna. Why? Because first question was for brothers, now the question is for sisters. So kum, if you look at this here, kum was for all males. Look on the left-hand side where the red cursor says kum was for the all males. This pronoun is used for all males. But for all females, you use kunna. Kunna. I hope everybody's getting that. And then aina madrasatukum ya ikhwan. Where is your school, of brothers? How will you say for sisters? Aina madrasatukunna ya akhwat. Oh sisters, where is your school? Mata ikhtibarukum ya ikhwan. When is your exam? Oh brothers. How will you ask the sisters? Mata ikhtibarukunna ya akhwat. I hope it is clear. This kum is getting changed into kunna. I hope it is very, very clear. It is very, very easy. Ahada ammukum ya ikhwan. Is this your uncle, oh brothers? How will you ask the same question to the sisters? If you have to say, oh sisters, is this your uncle? You will say, Ahada ammukunna ya akhwan. And then the fifth one, Abaytukum qaribun ya ikhwan. Is your house near, oh brothers? How would you say to sisters, oh sisters, is this your house near, or is your house near? They should not be this here. Please ignore that this. It should be abaytukunna qaribun ya akhawatu. Is your house near, oh sisters? And then the last one on this exercise number 3. في أي شهر اختباركم يا إخوان? In which month? في أي شهر اختباركم يا إخوان? In which month is your exam, oh brothers? How would you say to sisters? Oh sisters, in which month is your exam? Very simple. I hope by now you are able to figure it out. في أي شهر اختباركن يا أخوان? Is it clear, sisters? I hope everybody is able to understand. Please press 1 if you understood, press 2 if you did not. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. It was very easy. Alhamdulillah. So just once again, for those who said there's a slight confusion, kum is used for plural males. When you are talking to somebody, second person, plural male, you will use kum. But for if you're talking to a group of sisters, so basically still second person, but females, then you will use kunna. Baitukum, you will ask, if you're talking to a group of brothers, you will say baitukum, your house. For the sisters, you will say baitukunna, your house. In English, there is no change, but in Arabic, it is different. And then we have another exercise, fill in the blanks with appropriate pronoun for second person, right? So here we have to fill in the blanks. We have a choice, anta, antum, anti, antunna. So basically, what are the choices? Anta is when you are talking to one singular male. Antum, when you are speaking to many males, right? So it's basically the plural males. And anti is when you are speaking to one single female. And antunna is used when you are talking to group of sisters. So how will we solve this? Number one will be what? What will we say? You see, Muslim. I'm not using plural, so it means I'm speaking to single person, Muslim. I'm not saying Muslimuna. I'm also not saying Muslimatun. So it means I'm not speaking to a sister. So I will say, Anta Muslimun. Second one here, and then maridatun. Maridatun tells us that the ta marbuta is there, so I'm not speaking to male, I'm speaking to female. That's khalas, I'm speaking to female. So males are out. I have two choices. I can use anti or antunna because these two are used for females. But can I use antunna? No, because antunna is used for plural. And I'm speaking to a single person because I'm using the word maridatun. I'm not using the plural. So I'll say anti maridatun. Now the third one, and then there's a fill in the blank and tabibatun. So what will I say? Antum tabibatun? Can I say antum tabibatun? Are you doctors? Can I say antum tabibatun? Press 1. If you think no, I should say antunna tabibatun, press 2. Actually, I'm giving away the answers in the questions. These questions are not to test you in the classes. This is just to wake you up if you are sleeping. And those who already know that, alhamdulillah, they know it, right? And those who have difficulty, they will actually get the answer in the question. So we will say antunna tabibatun because tabibat is the plural, so we cannot use pronoun which is singular for those who are plural, right? Tujjar is what? Traders. What's the singular for tujjar? Tajirun. But here, as I said to you, tujjar, so it means masculine and it means it means plural. So what are we going to use? Antum tujjarun. You can't say anta tujjarun, that will be wrong. And then is and then fill in the blanks. Bintul mudarrisi. You are speaking to one person. So what will you say? Anti bintul mudarrisi. And then you are speaking to many. So how will you say? Antunna akhawatu Abbas. And then once again, number 7, and then tullab. So tullab tells you two things. One, tullab is masculine. Second, tullab is plural. For singular, it was talibun. So you have to pick between anta and antum. As we already said, it is a plural, so we can't say anta tullabun. You must say antum tullabun, right? In English, you will not find equivalent. Are you a student? Are you a student? This you is not going to change in English. Hence, we understand in every class, it says how important it is for us to understand the Arabic so we can, bismillah ta'ala, understand or start to understand the Quran and Sunnah, right? Alhamdulillah. So once again, what did we do? We did the same thing. We actually practiced the pronouns which are used for feminine. And now we have another exercise, similar type of exercise what we've done. Fill in the blanks in the following sentences with attached pronoun. In the previous exercise, we were using detached pronoun, antum, anta, anti, antunna, right? I hope everybody is with me. Are you all with me, sisters? Look, these were the pronouns we were using, anta, antum, anti, antunna. Am I right? Wake up, sisters, wake up if somebody is sleeping. This is what we were doing. In the previous exercise, we've dealt with detached pronoun. This exercise, we are doing attached pronoun. So here is the choice. Here are the choices we have. 4 choices. Ka, kum, ki kunna. After this exercise, I hope nobody will have any confusion. I hope nobody has any confusion even as we speak, but afterwards there'll be no confusion. Ka, come to this list and see, ka is used for your, for one male, right? And kum is used for plural males, right? Your means for many. And ki, single kaf with the kasra, is used for one female. And if it's a group of sisters, then you use kunna. So here, look at this exercise and you will be very easily, I hope, able to solve that. Aina, bait, and then you have to put a pronoun, but in the end it's ikhwan, so you know it's brothers. So what shall you say? Aina baitukunna? If you think aina baitukunna, because I think aina baitukunna is the correct answer, please press 1. If you should say aina baitukunna ya ikhwan, please press 1. If you think no, it should be something else, please press 2. Say aina baitukum. Kum, why kum? Because we are talking to brothers. Aina baitukum. But if we are asking Hamid, can I say ahada kitabuki ya Hamid? Shall I say kitabuki ya Hamid? I'm speaking to Hamid. Which kaf I will use? With the fatha, with the kasra? With the fatha, of course, because with the kasra is used for feminine. Hamid is a boy. So we say ahada kitabuka ya Hamid. If it was Aisha, we say ahada kitabuki ya Hamid, right? Now you are talking to Layla, and you are saying your watch is beautiful. How will you say? Sa'atuka jamilatun ya Layla, or sa'atuki? Obviously, you will say sa'atuki. Why? Because you're speaking to Layla. If you were speaking to Hamid, you will say sa'atuka, right? In that case, you will use sa'atuka. But here, you are talking to Layla, so you will use the attached pronoun, which is suitable for feminine. Man abu kunna ya akhawat? Who is your father or sister? So kunna is used because you are speaking to a group of females. And then ma ism, and then there's a space for the pronoun, and ya akhi. You are speaking to one person. What will you say? Ma ismuki ya akhi? Or ma ismuka ya akhi? What do you think, sisters? Ismuka or ismuki? If you think ka, press 1. If you think ki, press 2. Ka for ka, press 1. For ki, press 2. Alhamdulillah, you all have got that. So it's ma ismuka ya akhi, ma ismuka ya akhi. What is your name? Same question here. What will you say? But here this time you are speaking to a sister, not a brother. Ma ismuki ya ukhti, ma ismuki, right? And then here, ummu fil bayti. Can you say ummuka? Can you say ummuki? Yes, you can say, because this sentence doesn't tell you who you are speaking to, right? Because you know who you are speaking to. I don't know. So maybe you are speaking to a brother and asking if his mother is at home, so you will say ummuka. If you're speaking to a sister, you say ummuki. So here, ka is correct and ki is correct. Both are correct depending on who you are speaking to. But here we have taken ka as if you're speaking to a brother. And then you are speaking to brothers, ma asma'ukum ya ikhwan. What are your names, O brothers? If there were sisters, what will you say? Ma asma'ukunna ya akhawat. Kunna and kum, that's the difference. And this is what we have learned in this exercise and in this chapter as a whole. So then we have number 6 here. Pronouns for first person. Fill in the blanks in the following sentences with appropriate pronouns for the first person. So there are 2 choices, ana and nahnu. Ana means I, and nahnu means we, right? So what will we say, nahnu muslimun or ana muslimun? Obviously, ana muslimun, because mubtada and khabar must match, right? So when I'm saying muslimun, I will say ana muslimun. Ana is mubtada, muslimun is the khabar. Ana is singular, hence the khabar is also singular. Next sentence, muslimuna, fill in the blanks. What will I say? Which pronoun will I bring here? Ana muslimuna? I am Muslims with S? No, I'll say we are Muslims. So what is the equivalent of we? Nahnu muslimuna. Muslimatun. That's a good one. Muslimatun, what will you say, sisters, here? Very good. Ana, because ana is a pronoun which is used by both genders. They both will say, Hamid will say, ana Hamidun. Aisha will say ana Aishatu. Hamid will say ana talibun. Aisha will say ana talibatun. You see, so both will use ana. There's no differentiation here for muzakkar and muannas. What is muzakkar and muannas? Muzakkar means masculine and muannas means plural. Muzakkar means masculine. Muannas means plural. What is wahid and jama? Wahid means singular and jam'a means plural. What is wahid and jam'a? Wahid means singular and jam'a means plural. You could also say mufrad. Mufrad also means singular. Okay, muslimatun. How will you say muslimatun? Ana muslimatun or nahnu muslimatun? Nahnu muslimatun. We are. Now it's a group of sisters. They're talking about themselves. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all the Muslims. Ameen. Nahnu muslimatun. We are Muslimat. And then Banatul Mudiri, daughters of the head teacher. So can somebody say Ana daughters? I am daughters? No, one must say Nahnu Banatul Mudiri. Then Ibnul Mudarrisi, son of the teacher. So obviously it tells us one person, say Ana. He will say Ana. You will not say Nahnu here, right? And then number 7 is Tullab. Tullab is the plural. So how will the group of students introduce themselves? Ana tullabun, I am students, or we are students? We are students. So then nahnu tullabun. And somebody is saying maridatun. So obviously it's a female. He's saying I'm sick. How will she say? Ana maridatun. Ana maridatun. So ana and nahnu, what we learn from this exercise is whether it's a male or it's a female, they both will use ana. And if it's a group of males or a group of females, if they are representing themselves using pronoun, they will use nahnu, right? I hope it is clear. Now, okay. اقرأ واكتب. Read and write. ذهب حامد إلى القاهرة. Hamid went to Cairo. Hamid went to Cairo. This exercise, if you have done your bite-sized video number 1, then you really don't need to do this. It's already done. We'll quickly do that, but I hope you've done it there. And that's what the point of these videos are, sisters. That bite-sized video, remember I told you it is very, very important video for what we have already done and what we are going to do in the future. It's coming over and over and over again. Iqra waktub, read and write. So you don't have to answer anything here. You just have to read and write. And I will request you to please do that, because when you will do that, you will realize why certain things are getting changed, and your mind will keep thinking and you will get the answers, inshallah. So, Mata kharajta min al-fasli ya Muhammad. When you left from the class, O Muhammad. So he's saying, Kharajtu ba'da darsi. I left after the lesson. I left after the lesson. And then, Zahabtu ila al-masjidi qabla al-adhan. I went to the masjid before the adhan. I went to the masjid before the adhan. What we are practicing here is the ta with the fatha here, kharajta, there's no harakat given, because of course it's understood that you have done your bite-sized videos and you are following the lesson. So you understand that when you speak to somebody, you use ta. Look, here it is ta for you. Kharajta means you left. And kharajtu, I left. Which ta will you use? Who can tell me? Which ta will be used when we want to say I left and not you left? We will use kharajtu, ta with the dhamma. Ta with the dhamma, if you attach with an action with the verb, it means you are doing the action. Katabtu, I wrote. Kharajtu, I exited or I left. Zahabtu, I went. Akaltu, I ate. Sharibtu, I drank. So whenever you use this pronoun, ta with the dhamma, it would mean that you are the one who is doing the action. If you will use this ta with the fatha attached to the verb, it means that the second person masculine right in front of you, that is the person who is doing the action. So then mata zahaba, and then look, zahaba here nothing is attached. There is no ta is attached, there's no verb, there's no pronoun is attached. So we know that there are two type of pronouns we cannot see with our eyes, but our mind can see. Which are those two? Those two are here. Mustatir means hidden. So here the doer is hidden. So because there's no pronoun, how do you know who is doing the action? Because Alhamdulillah, you are learning, you are studying Arabic language. So you know whenever you see pronoun coming like this, ذهب, خرج, jalasa, akala, any word without a pronoun, it means the doer is mustatir, doer is hidden. But who is the doer? It means it tells you doer is one single masculine. Kharaja, he went. Akala, he ate. Kataba, he wrote. Nasara, he held. Jalasa, he said. Right? So he is the one who is the doer and it is mustatir. And what is the second situation? What is the second type, second form in the verbs where you cannot actually see who is the doer? It is this one, kharajat, when you get the ta with the sukoon on that. What does any verb which has got ta with the sukoon attached? It just tells you that the doer is a female. So if there is nothing attached to the verb like this one, kharaja, it tells you doer is one male. If there is a ta with the sukoon attached to the verb, it means that the doer is one female. That's it. Kharajat, she left. Dhahabat, she went. Akalat, she ate. Katabat, she wrote. Sharibat, she drank, right? For all of other forms of the verb, there are 14 forms of the verb, right? All other forms of the verb, you will find some kind of a pronoun attached, and that will give away, that will tell you who is actually the doer. So mata dhahaba ammuka ila riyadi amina. When your uncle went to Riyadh, O Amina, ذهب قبل شهر. He went before a month. So ذهب means he went. قبل is what? قبل is ظرف. And what happens to the word which comes after ظرف is always majrur. So look, قبل شهر. شهر. And then قبل الصلاة ذهبت إلى المطعم. Did you go to the restaurant before the salah? ذهبت. This ta is telling that you are speaking to somebody. Of course, you can read the question, you can understand this is the question answer session going on. Somebody is asking somebody else and somebody is responding. So, أقبل الصلاة ذهبت إلى المطعم. Did you go to the restaurant before the salah? So the person is saying لا ذهبت بعد الصلاة. Look, there is no haraka given here on this ta, but you are supposed to know that. You are supposed to know that what is the haraka going to be. Why? Because alhamdulillah, we have studied. So what haraka will you put here? ذهبت بعد الصلاة. خرجت بعد الدرس. خرجت, this two is representing I left, right? And this did you go is ذهبت, ta with the fatha. But for I went, what will happen? This ta with the dhamma. ذهبت بعد الصلاة. You see that? Previously, you were not able to see the answers. Now, alhamdulillah, you're able to see the answers. But I hope when you are writing in your notebooks, you wrote correctly because you have attended previous classes and you have been through that video, bite-sized video, a few times, and you are strong in that. Sister, this is important that you understand this concept and you practice that. In the Quran, you will find verbs coming and these pronouns are attached. And with that, you will be able to understand the meaning, inshallah. So this is the same continuation of what we have done now. We have seen a while ago was the singular one, but today's chapter is about the plural. So look, Aina dhahabta ya akhi, oh my brother, where you went. If I'm speaking to a group of brothers, how will I say? Aina dhahabtum ya ikhwani. Oh my brothers, where you went. So look, dhahabtum, this tum is for you, more than two, plural males, right? For sister, aina dhahabti ya ukhti, oh my sister, where you went. So these are the pronouns from this list because these are attached to the verb. And when the verb will come, these pronouns on the right hand side will not come. They will not be attached to the verb. I hope you understood that. With the verbs, only this list of pronouns will be attached, right? So aina dhahabti ya ukhti, dhahabti, look, ti is for you, one female, you, one female. And if you are speaking to many, how will you say, oh, my sisters, where you went? Aina dhahabtunna. You see, tunna. Tunna is for more than two. So many females, if you're talking to them, you will use tunna. And if you're saying ana for yourself, you say ana dhahabtu, I went. So like ana is used for male and female. Aisha will say ana, Hamid will say ana. So when it comes to verb, they both will say dhahabtu. There is no change, they both will say dhahabtu. Nahnu, as we have seen before, that the group of boys will say we, nahnu muslimuna. And the sisters will say nahnu muslimat, and they all will use nahnu, right? In the verb as well, they both will use this pronoun na, nahnu dhahabna, nahnu dhahabna. Now this can be used by two, or it can be used by more than two. So if there are two people, they will say dhahabna, we went. More than two, they will also say dhahabna, we went. Remember, we said there are three number systems in Arabic: singular, dual, and plural. I hope you got that. And there are some pronouns here for dual, but the book is not attending that yet, so we will not do that. For example, if you have to say for the two, you say kharajita, for male you say kharaja with the long alif. But since the book has not discussed that, so we are not going into that. You just have to focus on what we see on the screen right now, and inshallah you will find things will be very, very easy. And these are the new words. Qabla means before, and ba'da means after. Kaifa is also a question. So kaifa is used for how. Kaifa halukum? How are you? Mata means when, right? So all these three you see, two, kaifa and mata are for the questions. Al-usbu' means the week. Al-shahr means the month. Al-adhanu is the adhan. As-salat is the prayer. Raja'a means he returned. Zahaba means he went. Remember, we've done that. Jalasa, he said. Raja'a, he returned. So every time you see verb coming in the first form, when we say first form, we mean first in the line of the whole, in the list of the whole verbs, that would mean he. So raja'a, he returned. Zahaba, he went. Kharaja, he left. Kataba, he wrote. And ikhtibar means exam. Ikhtibar means exam. And look, sisters, now in the book, and I hope sincerely that you will appreciate that, now in the book they are showing you ad-damairul munfasila detached pronoun. Huwa talibun, hiya talibatun, anta talibun. Did you not know all of this from before? Alhamdulillah, we've been doing it since last few lessons, and many students who are doing this book, now they will come across and see, oh, these are the detached pronouns. But alhamdulillah, you all already know that. You already knew it before we even started this lesson, right? So I hope you will appreciate that we are trying to go one step ahead. We're always trying to be a step ahead of the lesson, so we get more time to practice and we get more listening of that. These pronouns, I hope you will understand, we have discussed it so many times that they are no more difficult now. If it was first time, maybe then you would be scratching your head and thinking how to do that. But I hope this time it is very, very easy and you didn't have any difficulty in understanding that. You will get the whole of this in your PDF, in your resource pack as a PDF, and I hope you will be able to clearly do that. So, Damairul Munfasila, these are for the singular, huwa, hiya, anta, anti, ana, for both genders, and this is for Jama, hum, hunna. These are for third person. Antum and antunna is for second person. Nahnu is for first person, and they are coming from this list. I hope it is clear. Before we end the class, if you look at this one, I want you to understand one thing, though I hope you already know that. What kind of sentence is that, sisters? We'll end the class very soon, inshallah. At-talibu fil fasli. The student is in the classroom. What kind of sentence is that? It is a noun sentence, right? Because beginning with the noun, what's the alama of the noun? The sign of the noun is it will have alif and lam. Verb will never have alif and lam. You will never find a verb with alif and lam. So this tells you that this is basically a noun. And if the sentence is beginning with the noun, then that's a noun sentence. And if it is a noun sentence, then the first word in the noun sentence most likely is going to be mubtada. So this is your mubtada. Where is your khabar? Fil fasli is your khabar. What type of khabar is that? It is a phrase khabar, right? Khabar can be one word. Masalan, at-talibu maridun. The student is sick. So maridun is a one-word khabar. Or khabar is possible to be a phrase khabar, right? There are other type of khabar as well, but right now we're not going into that. So fil fasli is a phrase khabar. The student is in the classroom. If I say the student, mubtada, and become quiet, you're not happy. But if I say talibu maridun, you got the information about the student. Or I may say fil fasli, in the classroom, you also got your khabar. So this is the complete sentence. But the question is this here. What do you think now? Huwa talibun bil jamiati. Huwa is our mubtada because huwa is a pronoun. And pronouns are like nouns. And we've studied that these pronoun, detached pronoun, always comes as mubtada. So here is our huwa. One from the detached pronoun. Huwa is mubtada. I want you to tell me, where is the khabar? Bil jamiati is the khabar. Harf jar and ism majroor, like this one, phrase khabar. Who thinks bil jamiati is the khabar? Press 1. If you think bil jamiati in the university is not a khabar, then press 2. Press 1 if you think it is a khabar, as we have seen here. Fil fasli was the khabar, right? Harf jar and the noun after that in the majroor form. We said this is the phrase khabar. This is the same situation, except that the words are different. Instead of harf jar fi, we have harf jar ba here, and instead of al fasli, we have al jamiati here. So if you think huwa is mubtada in bil jamiati is the khabar, which is a phrase khabar, press 1. If you think otherwise, please press 2. 1 if you think it's the phrase khabar, this is the phrase khabar for that mubtada, and 2 if you think it's something else. Mixed answers. Let's see the answer. What is the answer? Huwa is our mubtada and talibun is the khabar. Because if you actually look at the sentence, huwa talibun, information is complete. He is a student. Huwa is mubtada and talibun is the khabar. Bil jamiati is an additional information. Huwa talibun, end of the story. If you say huwa talibun bil madrasati or bil jamiati, then that is an additional information and that is not 100% needed. So what is this? This is just a phrase. So this time we will not say it's a phrase khabar. What will we say? We will say it is a phrase. Look at the difference between the top sentence and the bottom sentence. Top one, we said they both are phrases. We agree. They both are written in the same color. You see, they both are phrase. But in the second sentence, it's not a khabar. Why? You remember the analogy of a noun sentence. In a noun sentence, there are two chairs, one for mubtada, one for khabar. So let's see. In the second sentence, Huwa entered the room, sat in the chair of mubtada. And then talibun entered the room and sat in the chair of the khabar. Huwa talibun. And when bil jamiati, this phrase entered into the room, there was no space. The chair of khabar was already occupied. So bil jamiati quietly stood after the khabar. So we say it's just a phrase and it's just giving the information and it is not a khabar. I hope it was clear. And with this, we will end the class. We have seen this last time, but we will do it once again. I hope today's class is a little bit not intense, but maybe some people are feeling it intense. So we will do that, inshallah, next time. So don't worry about it. Inshallah, we'll do it once again. This was anyway going to be just a revision. So today's lesson summaries, we have attended the feminine pronouns, detached and attached, and we have seen some of the pronouns which are attached with the verb. With this, inshallah, we will end the class today. I hope that class was easy. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all the goodies from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all the things which are said, which were good, were only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all the evil was from me and shaitan. I ask you to please overlook my shortcomings, sisters. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive my sins. Jazakumullah khairan for attending the class. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.